The devastating moment that shattered Sheinelle Jones to her very core, the private funeral for her cherished husband, left those in attendance utterly speechless. But what most don't know about the tribute she paid to him may forever change how you view this grieving journalist and devoted mother. Stay with us, because what followed is something truly unforgettable. Sheinelle Jones, the beloved television personality and journalist, recently endured one of life's most painful experiences, the passing of her husband. What many aren't aware of is the profoundly emotional journey that unfolded behind closed doors, from the private funeral service to the heartfelt tribute that showcased her deep love and inner strength. In this video, we're taking you into the emotional depth of Sheinelle Jones' husband's funeral, capturing the intimate moments she shared with close friends and family, the soul-stirring speeches that brought tears to many, and the unexpected moments that surfaced during her moving tribute. Some of the heartfelt memories and quiet gestures may surprise you, making this goodbye unlike anything you've seen before. We'll also look at how Sheinelle is processing this unimaginable loss and what it means for her as she moves forward. This is where things get truly compelling, and you'll want to watch until the very end to truly feel the full emotional impact of this powerful story. So if you're ready to uncover the moving tribute and the story behind Sheinelle Jones's heartbreak, don't go anywhere.
Best known for her warm and inviting presence on NBC's Today Show, Sheinelle Jones has often given audiences a peek into her joyful home life. But behind that radiant smile was a deeply personal, loving bond with her husband, whose recent passing has left a space that words can hardly capture. His name has largely remained private, as a gesture of respect to the family's wishes, but he was a deeply devoted partner and a loving father. According to friends and colleagues, he was the type of man who quietly offered strength, always there by Sheinelle's side, providing stability amid the whirlwind of public life. Details surrounding his passing have been kept minimal, but it's known that it happened suddenly, rocking Sheinelle and her loved ones to their core. This wasn't just a personal loss. It sent shockwaves through the community of fans who have long admired Sheinelle's sincerity and resilience. What makes this story especially moving is how Sheinelle chose to remember her husband, not with grand public displays, but through a deeply private, heartfelt service, surrounded by a few close friends and immediate family, holding tightly to treasured memories in quiet seclusion. Yet even in that hushed farewell, the emotional weight was unmistakable. The funeral wasn't merely a goodbye. It became a tribute to love, strength, and the unbreakable ties of family. The day of the service was solemn, deeply emotional, and left a lasting impact. Rather than a large public memorial often associated with high-profile figures, Sheinelle Jones opted for a small, intimate ceremony, a space that radiated love, deep reflection, and unfiltered emotion. Gathering there were close relatives, longtime friends, and a select few colleagues from the media world, all present to pay their respects to the man who had meant so much to her. The location itself was understated but beautiful. A tranquil chapel washed in gentle, natural light, adorned with white lilies and photo displays that chronicled a life lived with grace and meaning. Attendees described an atmosphere thick with sorrow, yet also filled with appreciation and shared memories that stretched across many years. When the moment came for Sheinelle to speak, a hush fell across the room. Known for her composed and eloquent demeanor on screen, this was a moment where her true vulnerability came forward. Her voice wavered occasionally as she reflected on their life together, the quiet evenings, their mutual dreams, the obstacles they had conquered, and the deep, unwavering love that had shaped their marriage. Sheinelle didn't just speak as a grieving spouse. She spoke as a woman who had witnessed the quiet power of a man who profoundly impacted everyone around him. She opened up with personal anecdotes that revealed his warmth, his humor, and his constant encouragement, especially as she navigated the challenges of a demanding career in the spotlight. One of the most touching moments came when Sheinelle recited a heartfelt poem she had written herself. A moving tribute to his strength and the path they had walked, side by side, the poem's words captured the true spirit of their connection, one of love that endures beyond life itself. Tears flowed openly, not just from Sheinelle, but from everyone in attendance. This tribute went beyond a simple goodbye. It became a celebration of a lasting legacy built on love and resilience that will continue to inspire others. What makes this moment even more extraordinary is how its impact extended far beyond that chapel. Clips of Sheinelle's speech, shared by those present, quickly circulated on social media, touching the hearts of thousands who had followed her story from a distance. But here's where the story takes an unexpected and deeply moving turn. Inspired by Sheinelle's openness and strength in addressing grief with grace and dignity, many fans and viewers began sharing their own stories of loss, turning her private tribute into a shared moment of healing and connection. Following the deeply emotional funeral and Sheinelle Jones's moving tribute to her late husband, the public response was immensely powerful, but it wasn't entirely made up of sympathy and support. The story soon took an unexpected turn, revealing just how complex grieving can be when it happens under the public eye. In the immediate aftermath of the funeral, messages of love, solidarity, and encouragement began pouring in from fans, fellow journalists, and colleagues alike. Social media quickly became saturated with touching posts, trending hashtags, and tribute videos that honored Sheinelle's bravery and the enduring legacy of her husband. Many people found themselves connecting deeply with her openness and emotional vulnerability, something rarely expected from such a prominent television figure. Audiences applauded Sheinelle not just for showing her sorrow, but for using her platform to spotlight the importance of mental health, family bonds, and emotional strength. Countless fans began sharing their own stories of grief, forming a virtual community of support that crossed all boundaries of location and circumstance. But with that outpouring of attention also came some difficult truths. As often happens when public figures experience personal tragedy, a small yet vocal group of critics surfaced, questioning how Sheinelle chose to handle the visibility of her mourning. Some skeptics went as far as accusing her of using her husband's death for publicity, while others made unfair speculations about her private life and the nature of her marriage. These hurtful remarks sparked a heated debate across social platforms, as loyal fans stepped up to defend Sheinelle. Media voices chimed in as well, denouncing the toxic judgment that public figures, especially women, face during times of unimaginable loss. Sheinelle responded with the same grace and strength that viewers have long admired. In a candid follow-up interview, she addressed the criticism directly, stressing the need for compassion and reminding everyone that grief is a uniquely personal process, and there's no single correct way to experience it. She explained that for her, sharing the tribute wasn't about exposure. It was about preserving her husband's memory and offering comfort to others enduring similar pain. This part of her story opened up a wider discussion about how society views public mourning, particularly when it comes to celebrities who are often expected to suppress their emotions and present a perfectly polished image. Sheinelle's willingness to be transparent disrupted that expectation, reigniting important conversations around empathy, privacy, and dignity.
But here's the twist that caught many off guard. Sources close to Sheinelle revealed that the funeral and tribute were only the beginning of her long road toward healing. Behind the scenes, she's facing new challenges that come with navigating life as both a widow and a mother. These insights shed new light on why her journey is far from over. The loss of her husband didn't just mark an end, it also marked the beginning of an incredibly tough, deeply personal chapter for Sheinelle Jones. While the world witnessed the powerful tribute and the emotional outpouring, very few have seen the quiet, everyday struggles that accompany such profound grief. In the weeks and months since the funeral, Sheinelle's focus has shifted toward recovery, not just for herself, but for her children and the entire family. As a mother, the pressure to remain strong and emotionally present for her kids has been immense, even as she quietly battles her own sorrow. According to those close to her, Sheinelle has been relying heavily on a small, close-knit circle of trusted loved ones. This support system has provided both emotional reassurance and practical help, enabling her to slowly reconstruct a new normal while continuing to honor the memory of the man who meant everything to her.